Boom, motherfuckers. We back.
Suh.
Suh, dude.
Suh, dude. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Guys, I gotta throw this out there real quick. We need. We're trying to reach some goals here, folks. Let's get some follows, some likes, some comments. Can we please get the thumbs up on our videos? Can we please get some subscribers here on YouTube? Just hit the subscribe button, man. It means a lot to us. We got a few, and we really want to see this thing take off. I just wanted to give a quick second to say, catch us on all social media. We tried to keep the same logo for everything, so you guys could it's consistent, easy to find. So just look for that anywhere that you can consume your podcast. Well, at least on Spotify.
Exactly. And if you don't do any of those things that Brandon just mentioned, then I mean, you could go fuck yourself.
Right.
With all due respect.
Big old bag of dicks.
Dude, that had some like Western tone to it, like a Western movie type.
It had some twang to it.
Yeah, it had like some Clint Eastwood in there.
Yeah, it was like a sprinkle of like OG Chuck Norris and like the state trooper from Smokey and the Bandit. If you kind of like blend those two people together, if they had a baby, that was me right there.
That voice was that. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. A little rasp to it.
I felt that. Like
little funk on it.
Oh, there you go. Oof.
That's it.
Like do it again. Do it again.
Just a little funk on it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Not a lot.
Oh yeah. Like you know how like sometimes sexy voices, they could be like panty droppers for people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Please tell me that you didn't just lose your pants.
No, I didn't lose my panties.
Okay.
Let me tell you what I thought. Like I just imagined myself passed out with a bottle of moonshine next to me. That's what I
not wearing any underwear.
Not wearing any underwear.
So you're saying that it's just a different form of pants?
It's a different form, man.
Different piece.
Yeah, you know, it's hey.
See, we're letting you guys in the folds here.
Yeah,
deep in the folds.
Whether you want to or not, come with us.
The folds just sound terrible.
Hey, the folds, the folds is
when you're a large guy, you know, north of 200 pounds, and you start talking about folds. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Let me be real here for a minute. You know what's the worst fold though? The worst one is the one where like you get fat to the point where like your belly touches your belt. And then you get that little rash on the belly.
Oh yeah.
And then you remove the belt and it almost feels like you're peeling a band-aid off.
Oh god.
Off like a burn wound.
Right.
That's what it feels like, right? And then you remove it, and then all of a sudden you get this itch that overtakes your belly. It's like poison ivy was like rubbed on your belly. Yeah.
And it doesn't go away when you scratch it.
Exactly. It just burns.
It's just more. It's like, oh wait, what? Huh? No.
Yeah. So
and then you can feel like you could literally feel the indent from your belt for like the next 2 or 3 hours.
Right, exactly. Like that is the level of fold that like we're talking about.
Hashtag fat dude problem.
Hashtag belly cap.
Hashtag dad bod. Just blasting hashtags today, folks.
Just hashtag
where we're at. So let's talk about some hashtag movies.
Oh, movies. Okay. All right. Let's do that.
Let me start this off by saying the movie theaters are so depressing these days.
I don't even know what a movie theater is anymore.
Right?
Right? No, I'm glad you brought this up. So I used to love movies, dude. Like hardcore love movies. Oh, well, and I still do to this day. I'm not gonna lie to you. I still like movies, except for the fact that like I feel like it's the same recycled shit over and over and over. And
Storylines.
Dude, and like, okay, throughout this, like, not only this show that we have here, but also the aspect of like, the friendship that we had outside of this. That I'm a big comic book person. I love cartoons, all that stuff. I gotta tell you, I'm fucking fed up with like Marvel movies. Like, I'm done with like.
Dude, do you think that they're reaching at this point?
Yes, man.
Like, I'm not. So we did in a recent episode speak about the different comics that we both like and different things like that. And this kind of piggybacks a little bit because, man, like I feel like I can't even go watch another Marvel. Like, it's a comic. They bring up a character that I've never heard of with some ridiculous power. Like, what's next? Like, I just don't. I can't follow along. It doesn't give me the same attraction that I used to get when going to see a cool movie like that.
No, I completely agree with you. Like, they always come out with like some like fucking pimple Oculus magnificent, and then he has like the power of like making pimples explode, right? And you're like, why? Like, one, you're like, who the fuck are you?
How is this relevant?
Two, where did it get you from? And like,
why is there a Marvel movie about it?
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, no, you got a guy whose magical power is to remove manhole covers on command.
Right.
Is that next?
Right.
We'll call him manhole cover man.
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 Dude, like, but that's the thing, man. Like,
he harnesses the power of the sewer.
All that is sewer, man.
No, call him Captain Turd on the side.
Captain Turd in the Magnificent Seven. Dude, so here's the thing with Marvel movies. I love comic books. I just like, dude, I am just fed up with the same thing over and over again. And then like everything is like blockbuster, right? Like, and the thing is, like, not everything is a blockbuster, and that's okay, right? Like, if you make a movie about, like the guy that we were just talking about, Pimple Oculus Magnificent, or Pothole Man, whatever the fuck we called them, like, if it's okay for them to just make the movie, but don't make it like the primary thing, right? So that's where, like, today, I'm so frustrated by the fact that they keep putting out the same shit over and over.
And if you really dissect it, it's the same storyline. Like,
absolutely
repeated. Like, a lot of kids movies are like that, I'm noticing too. Like, because honestly, that's the only time I go to the movies anymore. Okay. Is when the kids want to go to see a movie. Because they saw it as a commercial on the last movie that we went to see.
Yeah.
But it's a very like, okay, there's going to be some drama, then there's going to be this like life crushing event, and then they're going to come back from it, and everything's going to turn out to be okay, but in a little bit of a different way than they originally pictured. And I just explained to you the storyline of 3/4 of kids' movies in theaters today.
No, you absolutely did.
You can't tell me what movie I was talking about. There's that many of them.
No, dude, I'm 100% with you. Like, it's just recycled bullshit. Like, it's.
But do you also feel like there isn't as big of a push for like theater movies anymore either?
Absolutely. Because I think that like every single.
But I feel like the theaters all were like, oh, Netflix killed us. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're just in the corner pouting. So they're like, we're just going to be over here putting out movies. And I know you guys aren't going to pay to watch it, but
okay,
still going to make $6 billion. It's fine.
See,
I don't care if you go see it.
I don't think I don't think that's the case. Like, I think right now, all these big networks, right, or these movie companies, like, they're just like superhero. That shit sells. right?
Right.
This type of movie for kids that contain the elements
Right.
of
Can we have cartoons singing
right,
on
exactly,
the screen?
animal
Animal
cartoons that can
cartoons
sing,
singing.
right?
That's all we
Like
need.
right, like if
Consider it sold.
right, so then they go back and they're like, we need another one of those, right? Like
Right.
that was huge. We need another
This
one.
time it's got to be lizards though.
Right. And see, and that's the thing that I think not to go back and like say that the 90s were the best, although they were the best, but then again, like I can't really compare it because I wasn't around.
Bro, there's
And
some classics from that time. Like I don't see, so this is how I grew up judging movies, right? It's something that I could watch it in the theaters, but if I am drawn to this movie enough to go buy, you know, the VHS tape or the DVD of the movie because I want to watch it again. Like I challenge anybody to give me a Boondock Saints of today. There won't be one.
dude,
Or an Independence Day.
great
Or
example.
oh man, Talladega Nights. I mean, and so I tried to pick like movies from like different genres of movie at the same time. So
Yeah,
like
in
comedy,
different years
like
through the 90s.
action.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, every Christmas they play Die Hard and Die Hard with a Vengeance everywhere.
That is true. I mean, that
Like
is a
that's a
Christmas
Christmas
movie.
movie, in my point.
It is a
You know
Christmas
what I
movie.
mean? Like
Absolutely.
Elf,
It's a yes. Okay, but
dude.
look,
Like,
but here's the thing. I
did you
think
realize that I just quoted like 3 Will Ferrell movies?
you
Just
did.
saying.
Like I've
Love you,
realized
Will.
that. Yeah, that's hashtag Will Ferrell.
And hashtag Will Ferrell. Can we get some follows, bro?
Yeah, hashtag call
Can we
me.
get a shout out from Will Ferrell?
Yeah,
Like that's what I want to know because that dude is a genius.
he is a genius. He is a come on, Ron Burgundy, get your ass in here.
Yes.
Okay, but look,
We would love to invite Ron Burgundy to our podcast.
oof, that would
Specifically
be awesome.
Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, specifically Ron Burgundy. That would be sick.
Possibly with a side of Ricky Bobby.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Because I never know what to do with my hands. I'm sitting over here playing with quarters, bro.
I know. I was wondering why I
I
sounded like
love Mountain Dew.
you're like Two-Face right now, dude. Like playing with quarters. You're just like over there, like yeah. Okay, look. So the all the movies you outline, great examples, and I 100% agree with you that they are classics. And there's never going to be movies like those, right? Like, and I think that was the thing that I loved about the 90s and even like the early 2000s, right?
Right.
80s specifically too, except that like the problem with the 80s to me is that 80s were as daring as the 90s to make shit, except that in the 80s they didn't really have the technology to make some of these things good, so they ended up coming out with like really cheesy shit, right? Which
Well,
like
I also think that the time frame in which to make a movie in the 80s,
right,
like I think that had a lot to do with it, right? Because if you wanted to release a movie in 1987, you basically had to start the process in 1982.
right, exactly. No, dead on. So
You
I
know,
think
like this was going to be I can imagine in a boardroom somewhere, you know, while I'm swaddled in a blanket somewhere, there was guys talking about like, all right, we need to get this started because this is a solid 6-year project.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah. No,
and now like me and you can make a movie with our iPhones and our laptops for release next Wednesday.
right, exactly. No, and you're 100% right. And I think that was the beauty of the 90s, right? The 90s had the dare to or they were willing to gamble on some of these crazy ass movies, right? That like were original. I mean, like fuck, like Edward Scissorhands. Like, dude,
Well, dude, like
the concept of that movie is ridiculous, but they were willing to take a chance and they came out with something that was great. Although the concept was obviously stolen from another idea, but it was brought on to life in that aspect that like we've never seen before, right? So I also think that there were other movies in that time period that like also came out that like were again, they were maybe borrowed from books, but they were also changed enough to make the movie, to give the movie its own identity, right? Like Jurassic Park.
Right.
Right.
Well,
like,
and like comedy is near and dear to my heart when it comes to movies. So I have to throw some older stuff in there that just you can't help but not talk about. But like Beverly Hills Cop,
yes.
Police Academy.
Oh, yes.
Like, dude, like I call that like the Eddie Murphy era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was a lot of comedic police involved movies. There was a lot of just Coming to America. Like, dude, I could still watch that movie today and laugh the same way I did the first time I heard every line in that movie.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And again, I think that like those movies, because of the fact that they were willing to take gamble in some of these movies that are just absurd, right? Like they became memorable and they became something
I think they were
that,
so different too
right,
than the norm. Like, I
yeah.
feel like movies were really serious. Like, I would love to hear from like our parents' age group as to what they thought of movies growing up.
That's yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that would be a good, because I would like to hear the differences that they saw based on their era to ours.
That's probably a good point. That's a very good point. I'll ask my parents. But like, I definitely think that like the 90s just had this factor of like, we want different, we want new, we want shit we've never seen before, right? And like a lot of these things came about. I mean, like again, Terminator, right? Like Terminator, that's one
RoboCop, motherfucker.
right? Yeah. But like look at Terminator. So Terminator went from,
there's like 9 of them.
Right.
I feel like Terminator is literally the inspiration behind the Fast and the Furious movies. Like, look, guys, it's a proven thing. Terminator did it. We can sell 1 million shares of this thing. Like, we could
of the
sell
same shit.
billions and billions and billions of tickets and DVDs. Like, we can make millions off of this 12 times. Like, there's a new Fast and the Furious movie coming out.
Oh, I know.
I'm not gonna lie, I've watched every single one of them.
No, I've too. That's that's not my argument at all.
I just had to put that in there.
But no, like, so some of these movies, they became memorable, right? And it's because of the fact that you've never seen anything like it, right? Like Boondock Saints, you brought that earlier. Like that was a really good movie to me. Like Snatch is another great movie. I think that one was early 2000s, but even then, like I said, 90s, early 2000s to me, like had a really good time for movies. And again, there's nothing wrong with some of the movies that have won awards, right? If we're even like considering awards to be a grading factor anymore, because I know how awards are. Yeah. But
purchased.
Oh, absolutely. But like I think like the movies of today is just the same shit. Like I don't think that we're like they're gambling. They're not taking risks on some of these other concepts.
Like I will have to say, one of the things that sparked my attention probably most recently movie wise has been like Deadpool.
Yeah.
I thought Deadpool brought a little bit of Marvel to reality.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is all the stuff we actually want to see,
right?
Not the 37th rendition of Wolverine,
right? No, I'm
like,
with you.
I don't want to see Wolverine goes to a retirement home,
right? No, I'm with you.
Not really where I'm looking at.
So like, but I just had that mental picture and that shit fucking, it's so depressing to see that.
Wolverine with a walker.
That's depressing. Like using his claw as the walker. That's
right. Right. And then he's like, oh, you need me to cut that toilet paper for you?
See, that's a movie I would watch.
Right.
That's a movie I would watch.
You're actually not wrong. Maybe I'm onto something here.
You are onto something.
let's see these people that we grew up with progress a little bit here, folks.
Right. Like let them get to reality a little bit.
They're
Right.
elderly at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, man, like, like, so I've been, as we were talking, I was thinking about some of the movies that have recently come out that have made me felt good about the movie industry. And like, I mean, like, there's few that come to mind. So like Kingsman comes to mind. Like, I love Kingsman. I think
I love
Kingsman.
Kingsman too.
Okay, so that one
I
to
thought
me.
that brought a couple different things back, but go ahead. I don't want
No,
to.
no. Go. Like, I think you and I are
that
heading in the right
brought like
direction.
007 kind of vibe back.
Right. Yes.
Which I think has been missing for a long time. Like, and I don't mean, I want to say Pierce Brosnan 007 kind of like very astute English.
Yeah.
Kind of like, but at the same time, still funny as hell. Like throwing the little snarky things in there, but some pretty serious action involved as well.
Right. Like to me, Pierce Brosnan's 007 is like, he's fictitious.
Oh,
right.
Without it.
Like the Daniel Craig one, that one could be real.
Right. Like if somebody were to introduce him to you and be like, no, this is actually James Bond. Right. You'd be like,
yeah, exactly. Right. Right. Exactly.
But
exactly.
I believe it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pierce Brosnan, it's like,
yeah, like really?
That guy's basically a cartoon. But it was perfect in
it was.
I want to preface this by saying I'm not negatively speaking of Pierce Brosnan as 007.
No, I'm not either. I just think that
GoldenEye video game was the shit.
Absolutely. No, I think that he was just a different kind of 007, right? Just like, like, and I don't mean to like throw you off into this other tangent here, but it's like, how you look at the Jokers through time, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
All the Jokers have been good, except that like they've all been good in their own way, right? So Jack Nicholson's Joker to me is equivalent to Pierce Brosnan's
Agreed.
007, right? Like it's comical.
Maybe not. It's more of the comical side where it may not be the best Joker, but it was the best Joker in that particular movie.
Correct.
That's one thing that I will say that looking back on it now, I think jumping around from main character to main character and having them remain the same person, we've seen in another iteration of the movie. Like having two different James Bonds.
Yeah.
Like it works for that particular franchise, but when they've done it with other things, like I'm not gonna lie, like I'm kind of tired of watching Batman movies.
Yeah. No, I'm
you know what I mean? Like there's enough Batmans out there.
Exactly. But like, you see, okay, but now you're getting back to like what we were talking about, which
that's why I'm trying to tie it back in because
and you nailed it with that. Right. No, you nailed it with that because that's exactly where we are at. Where like what you just said is exactly how I feel. Like I like Batman. I think
I've already experienced my favorite Batman. I don't think you're going to give me anything else that is going to top that.
Right. And in order for me to even open up, right, to accepting a new Batman, you got to give me some time to like rinse my mouth out. Like I don't need to like fucking keep tasting the same shit. Like let me go taste something else. Let me have a little bit of like, you
want to do something innovative, do a Robin movie, all right?
Yeah, exactly. No, dude, I would totally watch that.
I would watch that wholeheartedly. Bring Catwoman back.
Yes.
Because like that's a character. That's a character where like she has a mask. As long as she's blonde and cute, then no offense. That's not meant in a derogatory way, but you.
No, that's how that cartoon was.
That's how Catwoman is, though.
Yeah,
you know what
absolutely, I mean? Absolutely. No, like I 100% agree with you. But I think that like they need to allow that cleanse to happen in order for you to be able to accept a new character. And the thing again is the fact that like it's just the same shit. So then in reality, then you're like, okay, well, like for example, I loved, if we're talking about 007, right? I like Daniel Craig's movies.
I do too.
To me, they don't really feel 007-ish. Like Casino Royale to me, right?
Yeah.
was a spy movie. I don't really feel like it was a 007 movie, but I like that version of James Bond. Now,
I agree.
and then like you had like Quantum of Solace and like the other shit and all the other shit. Like all those other ones at that point, they became the same shit to me because like it's recycled.
Right. It became either and like, guys, we don't need to see what happened 5 years prior and then 2 years later see what happened 5 years post. Like,
right.
yeah.
You totally did the whole Spaceballs like fucking then is now. When is then?
Hang on, but I am so glad you brought up Spaceballs because you don't see spoof movies like that anymore.
Yes.
That's another thing that hasn't been done lately, which I think Deadpool brought just a token of that with it.
Yeah,
especially in Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
But like Spaceballs, like all the Half-Baked and Friday movies and all that stuff, you don't see that anymore.
Yeah. No, you're right.
But like then you have Friday and then you have Don't Be a Menace in South Central while drinking your gin in the hood.
Yeah. No, like
or drinking your juice in the hood, sorry.
Juice in the hood, yeah. But like to me, Marvel movies and like comic book movies, they have become, do you remember the time era of like teenage movies?
Oh, yes.
Like fucking everything was about high school and like like going to college and like fuck, man. Like I was so tired of that shit. One, because I wasn't going away to college like that, right?
No.
So like that was not me. Like fucking go make a movie about a motherfucker that has to work. Right?
Can he have a job, please?
Right.
Like a real one?
Right. Like
maybe a little bit of money troubles?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you notice, like, even the 21-year-old intern that we see in the movies, you know, lives in some beautiful ass townhouse.
Oh, absolutely.
In DC.
Yeah.
That in real life costs like $4 million.
Right.
But in this movie, it couldn't have been more than 64,000.
Right. And they're only doing the they're only doing the internship because they lost a bet. Is that because they need it?
Right.
Yeah.
They're already independently wealthy.
Right.
They mowed a lot of lawns.
Right, exactly. So like to me, those movies, the Marvel and comic book movies, they're starting to become the teenage movies, right? Where it's just like it's the same recycled shit every single time. And like again, looking at the movies that have come out in the past, like let's say 20 years, right? Let's just say 20 years. Like I can only name a few, and I actually 20 years is a long time. Let's do
a big window, bro.
Let's do 10 years, 10 right? Years. In the past 10 years, I can't tell you a movie that has been iconic to me that I've been like, oh shit, like this was fucking amazing, right? Like I would tell you that like maybe the ones that have reached that thought, like honorable mentions, if I could, like I really enjoyed Interstellar, right? So I liked Interstellar, because like again, to me, like that was like a newer concept or a newer explanation of time travel, which
I just cheated, but there's two that I see here that I have to mention.
Please go for it.
I totally forgot about The Wolf on Wall Street.
Oh, yes.
That was a fire movie.
No, I really like that movie.
And after watching more about The Wolf on Wall Street, like the actual dude, and knowing that
Jordan Belfort,
yeah, and knowing that it happened, like it was like a biography of that time in his life, is fucking nuts. But Leonardo DiCaprio couldn't have been a better
dude.
But that was a very like risky movie, though.
It was, but like
I feel like it was a big risk that turned into a home run.
Oh, absolutely.
And then the other one that I have to throw in as an honorable mention that I completely forgot about somehow was Django Unchained.
Okay, so I
I
did.
love me a Jamie Foxx movie. I'm sorry.
Okay, look, so
I like Jamie Foxx, period.
I do like Jamie Foxx. I need to watch Django Unchained because I fell asleep. Actually, I was watching it with you.
Probably. And you know what? I don't. It is a slow moving movie in certain portions, but it was a different story.
Okay,
It was a
so
very different story.
if Django is like that, to me, I don't know if you saw the Hateful Eight.
No.
All right, so that was a Tarantino movie as well. Okay, that
There's something to be said for that in
dude.
itself.
Okay,
Tarantino.
I love that movie. The Hateful Eight, I loved it. And again, like to me, it's because of the fact that it's different. Like it's there hasn't been anything that I've seen that close to it. Like to me, the dialogue that they were having in that movie was as raw as you could have it, right? In terms of
Absolutely.
like acting, right? And the same thing with Django. Like, you know, like the dialogue that they were having was crazy. I mean, like actually I saw a comedian recently that did a bit on this, but I forgot the name, so I'll try to find who it was and then credit appropriately. But he was basically saying that you know, like Leonardo DiCaprio has the biggest balls ever because like he was willing to say what he said to Jamie Foxx that could easily fuck him up, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? But like it was because of like the desire to make the movie what it was. And like I'm I'm now like looking at myself going like, why the fuck didn't I finish watching that movie? And now I'm probably gonna watch it tonight. But it is one of those things that I think it's because of the fact that we've never seen something like it that makes it stand out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, and I think that's having something a little new and fresh here and there is definitely a big part of it. But I feel like I kind of want to tie all of what we're talking about right now kind of back to the original point of I feel like the movie companies aren't taking as many risks. They're looking for that guaranteed check
Mm-hmm.
where somebody's not like it's been narrowed down to more of a science. Like you said, it's got to be a superhero movie. We're gonna make money on that, so that's what we're gonna do.
Right, right.
Not like like I really feel like I don't know the backstory, but I really feel like, Jamie Foxx read the script for that movie and was like, "We're fucking doing this."
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
like he was willing to die hearted to the end. Like whether it made money or not, he had to make sure that that movie got to the screen
Yeah, yeah.
for consumption. Like I think he would have been fine if it didn't make him any money. I mean, the guy's
No,
worth a shit ton of money to begin with. So
right, right. No, but I'm with you there. Like, and that's exactly what makes me upset about the movie industry now is the fact that like again, right? Like I enjoy seeing some of the movies that like I watched as a kid be re remade into a live action. Great. Okay. Beautiful. But fuck, man, like you got to do that with all of them?
right,
No, you don't. You don't have to do it all of them. Like
not all of them.
right. Like leave some of them in the past. And then again, if you want to do it like in a few years, do it.
Can
But
I
like
see some remastered stuff, guys?
right.
Like, can we
Yes.
take some of these bangers and throw out like a remastered run in some movie theaters? I mean, I feel like movie theaters definitely picked up a little bit in popularity during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
It was I know a lot of people were cautious, but still wanted to do something to get out. So they would go to a theater or whatnot.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
can we do some remastered stuff? Like, I think that would be for our age group, we're very nostalgic. I just think that. I mean, the pre and post millennials a little bit, I guess is the best way to put it, or the early millennials.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, can we get some remastered stuff over here? Like, bro, I will pay to go see Beverly Hills Cop in 4K.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm 100% with you that getting it remastered would be amazing, right? Like I would totally rewatch all those movies.
Mhm.
Um, like and even if, right, like you took some of these movies and you showed like the evil side of them, right? Like for example, like if you took the villain's point of view, right, and
Right.
you made it into that, that's fine too. Do that. But again, like make
Or
a
if now you did uh uh like a redux of Beverly Hills Cop and you want to use Kanye West as a police officer,
right,
but
right.
Eddie Murphy's still in the movie,
Hmm.
like, and bring back those original characters, like passing the baton to
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 the new.
today's age of whoever. I
Yeah.
think that would bring a little bit of a cool aspect. Like, what happens to Batman when they retire him and bring on a new one?
No, I 100%.
Like,
Did you see, speaking of that, did you see Jackass, the new one?
no, I have not seen it yet.
Okay, so I recently watched that and they had a really cool thing because they introduced new people, right?
Okay,
To their whole like
crew.
scheme, yeah, crew. And like you could see that they were kind of doing the handoff.
Okay,
You see what I'm saying? So like I'm with you that that is a great thing to
kind of
do
like
where like
the OG members sitting around a campfire, passing it off to the young guns.
yes, and then like it also allows for us as the consumer, right, to go, oh, okay, yeah, it is going to something new, right? It's not like it's being stolen from us because it almost feels like it's being stolen from us, right? But
Right, but like
having
if you came out with one movie that kind of just summed up the transitions between James Bonds
yes, yeah, exactly.
from, even, you know, now you're gonna
Well,
make
even
me
like Batman's, right? Like fuck, if you take Batman,
right.
right? If you take Batman and he just goes like, okay, well, I'm fucking old, my body hurts, like, because I know, like, fuck, I'm fucking 37, 38 years old, and like, there's no day that I don't wake up without back pains. Like, and
Oh,
I know I'm out of shape, so I know that that's like something to do with it. But like, you can't tell me that Bruce Wayne does not get up like the next morning and he's just like, fuck, like this shit sucks, right? Exactly. Like how many years can you take of that shit, right? So
like
at some point,
he calls down and is like, "Look, I think it's time for me to use the red phone
right?
and call
Exactly.
in a new Bruce Wayne.
Right, right.
Like, I need to pass the baton."
Right, like he's calling downstairs, and then he's like, um, you know, Alfred, can you cancel all my meetings today? And Alfred's like, but Mr. Wayne, you haven't done meetings in forever. You basically just go out at night and you fuck people up. Yeah, I can't do that anymore. Like my
Right.
body hurts.
I'm
Like
I'm
I
I'm
have
thinking
a
about becoming a yoga instructor.
yeah, like I have a pinch sciatic. I have like rotator cuff issues.
Right.
Um,
Like,
my
all these
left,
pins and screws that are holding me together right now.
yeah, my left boob hurts.
Right.
Like my nose feels
And
like it's
then
broken.
here comes Brucey Wayne.
Brucey Wayne,
Little Brucey,
little Bruce.
little Bruce.
And then
Dude,
he's like,
can you please let Bruce be Batman for like 45 minutes?
right, right,
That's all he needs.
yeah,
I want to see Bruce in some, like, the Bruce
oh, like
in.
the comedian
Oh
Bruce.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Like, or can we just go real weird? Like, can we talk about, like, I can't believe we haven't brought any of this up. The Austin Powers regime,
Oh, dude,
because that was
yeah,
kind of spoofish off of James Bond.
it totally was. It
You know
totally
what I mean?
was.
But in a completely ridiculous, like, that's the other thing. You don't have just dumb comedy movies
Right.
that that create a cult following anymore.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, like you don't have like, and I think that that's the
Like
hard
Dukes of
part.
Hazzard.
Yeah, like for example, like Tommy Boy, right?
Oh
Dude, like
boy.
that movie was hilarious.
Oh, anything with
Chris Farley,
Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, David Spade, that whole team, if you will.
Yeah.
Chris
No,
Rock.
No, like it's like again, like they just don't. I don't know why it is that they don't come up with like new concepts, or at least take some of these concepts that like have not been revisited. You know what I mean? Like take some of the ones that have never been explored.
I really want to see. I really would love to see Bert Kreischer do another Van Wilder, since that movie was actually made based upon his life.
I
didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Recently, I recently found that out
6 months ago.
I recently found that out too. Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. That would be badass.
And shout out to Bert Kreischer. You're like my favorite comedian. Just saying. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, all right. I'm just kidding, dude. The machine.
Can't beat it.
He's fucking awesome.
And people have accused me of being Tom Segura at times. So
you are Tom Segura, dude. Look at you.
Yeah, but now he like got all skinny because he's got like fuck you money now.
Well, I mean,
dude, we look like twins 5 years ago.
This is truth. This is truth. Don't worry,
he lost
it. Dude, he'll come back. He'll come back.
I'm the broke fat twin.
Like that's what us fellow fat people do. Right. Like we lose the weight and then we're like, caring. Yeah, we're feeling good, right? Like we're like, fuck yeah, this is amazing. I'm never going back to that. I go to the gym? Right? No, you're like, I'm never going back to that lifestyle. Like I'm gonna eat healthy. Tired. I'm so fucking like I'm so energized. I don't want to go back to being tired. I'm like, and then fucking 2 years hits, and then you're like, I really miss cheeseburgers. I really miss like bacon, and yeah, I'm gonna go back to it. And then that's when you come back and and then you come back and then you're like full fat again.
Full fat ass.
Right. And so Tom Segura will be back. He'll be back.
Tommy, I'll be here waiting for you, bud.
He'll be back.
We can be twins again.
We could be twins again sometime.
That sounded so creepy.
It did, didn't it? Good.
So creepy.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, like I want to see, like, now can Mark Wahlberg do some more stuff? Like,
dude, okay,
that guy's hilarious.
He is hilarious, and I also like. Did you ever see the movie Shooter?
Yes,
dude, I love that movie.
That is one of my favorite movies on the face of the earth.
Same here, dude. That movie is fucking awesome. Yes.
Like where's that badass era of movies too?
Yes, thank you. Like where's the Jason Bournes, right? Like make some new Jason Bournes.
Can we get a Transporter 9? Like, dude, I'm telling you, Jason Statham is a badass. I don't care.
But you still want Jason Statham?
Absolutely.
Like you want Jason Statham?
I don't care if he's in a walker. Like I don't care.
Like you want him until he's like.
Can he
80.
get a handicap van and whip it around instead of an Audi A8?
He probably could.
With the V12? Just saying. S-line, please.
The transporter of old people.
He shows up and it's just the
community bus. It's the community bus.
Well, it's not even the community bus. It's the old folks community bus. Like
right
at the old folks home.
Oh man, like
it takes people to doctor's appointments.
Good faith Samaritans.
I will have to say, who if you had to pick one actor that you could guarantee a banger movie out of, like you see a thing for a movie and the trailer for the movie looks mildly whack, but because of who it is, you're gonna go see it anyway. Who is that for you?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
See, mine's Denzel, bro.
Oh, Denzel's a good one.
Because you don't know what side of Denzel you're gonna get, and
there
are
true.
So many.
That is true. Okay. So you're talking about like somebody that can give you that variety.
Well, I mean, like not just a variety, but like I could not. So Training Day, right?
Yeah.
Nobody else was playing that character. Nobody.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
The Equalizer. Nobody's playing that character like that. That's what I'm talking about. Is like something that you could say, no matter what. If you just saw movie comes out tomorrow, and the name doesn't make any sense, but all you see is Denzel's face, like I'm going to see the movie.
Got it. Okay. So I'm going to change my answer based on that. So I was originally answering who would it be that actor that I would just go watch, period. Okay. And it would be Leonardo DiCaprio, because I think that, like,
which I agree fits in the same category.
Okay. But I have another one that I think is better suited for this answer.
Okay.
Or for this question. And I'm going to go with Gary Oldman. Dude, to me, Gary Oldman, like, his versatility is insane, dude. It's insane. Dude, that guy has been in The Fifth Element, right? He was also Commissioner Gordon, right, in Batman. Yep. He was Sid Vicious in a biopic movie. He's been Churchill. Yep. Winston Churchill. I think he's even been a woman at one point. I'm serious. That guy is ridiculous with his range. So I would put him up there with the Denzel Washington, like, because you're right. Like, I think Denzel Washington, you just don't know what side you're going to get for him. Right. And, you know, I think we got to give an honorable mention there to Will Smith. We do. I also got to give an honorable mention to John Travolta. Yes. Because, dude, John Travolta's, like, bad guy is pretty badass. Oh, yeah. But he also does a fucking really cheesy ass good guy that, like, I think everybody casts. Oh, yeah. So, but no, I'm with you, dude. I think Denzel Washington is a great choice for that. And Training Day, absolutely, hands down, is one of my favorite movies. I don't think it'll ever get old. No. Like, I think I could picture myself in a retirement home watching Training Day. Oh, absolutely. 100%. Well, and so that's the other thing, too. So I remember as a kid, my grandfather had, like, all of Chuck Norris's movies. And I kind of feel like, who is today's Chuck Norris? Right? Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think back to the VHSs that were in your house when you were a kid. Yeah. And, like, some of the big ones. I don't think we have one. I don't think we do either. Just like, you know how, like, okay, in the 80s, right, we had Bruce Lee, right? 70s, 80s, right? Then 90s, you had Jackie Chan and Jet Li. Right. Right? Like, who's that today? Well, I mean, Jackie Chan's still around, bro. Yeah, but come on, dude. Like, there's no way that you're going to tell me that, like, a Jackie Chan poster is going to pop up and you're going to be like, I'm going to go watch that shit. No, come on. Like you're going to be like, I'm going to wait till somebody has it in their... Actually, I'm going to wait till Christmas when they play it on free TV. Right? You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait to see that when it's on Netflix. Right. But who is that for today, right? Who's that action hero? I don't know. I mean, like, I think the only one that I think Bruce Willis tried. Well, I think, like, the one that the one that comes to mind. He's another one that keeps remaking freaking Die Hard. He does. Well, now he can't because of his aphasia or whatever the fuck that thing's called. But no, the only one I can think of for today, it might be maybe The Rock. That, I mean, he's funny as hell, man. He is, dude. And I also think he's pretty versatile. I agree. I mean, look at his role in the Fast and the Furious. Yeah. You know, but I wish that they would make him a true villain. I do too. I think they started to. but
But
not
then
not
he
not
like joined the
hardcore though.
ranks.
Yeah, see, and that's where
Right.
like I want to see true villain The Rock. I think that would be awesome.
Right. Like but like you watch what was it called? The Kevin Hart and The Rock movie, which I know that's like there's like 5 of them.
Yeah, are you talking about
Which
the one where they're in
one
the
where
jungle?
no, the one where he's a CIA agent
Oh, okay.
and like comes back, and Bobby Weirdick.
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
I can't remember the name of the movie, but I can remember like he shows up in a bar wearing a unicorn T-shirt and wearing a fanny pack. Like it's just corny as hell, and then proceeds to be a CIA agent and just manhandles an entire room full of dudes. Like
Yep.
it's just that it was definitely one of my favorites. I have
No,
to say that
absolutely.
Kevin Hart makes a good movie.
Dude, okay. You were just mentioning Kevin Hart does make a good movie, but you were just mentioning The Rock. So in this whole conversation, you mentioned The Rock, you mentioned Will Ferrell, you mentioned Mark Wahlberg. Okay. I think those are the ones that I can remember that are in this movie I'm about to mention. That is one of my favorites.
Okay.
And that is The Other Guys.
Yes.
I love The Other Guys.
I love The Other Guys.
And I think again, it's because it was different, right? Like to have like fucking The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson die within like
crazy.
It was crazy. Like that was so unexpected.
Dude, that has to be one of my go-to movies as well.
Yep. Same here.
Has to be.
I love it.
There was a star-studded cast in that thing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's the other thing you don't see a lot of today either is I'm actually thinking about it. Like, are there really actors like that around anymore?
Like what?
Well, I just remember being able to like on cue, we named like a whole bunch of actors from that mid 2000s range, but who do we got in 2020? If we would have to say who's the core actors that are popping up pretty consistently over the course of 3 or 4 years, like
I think that's the thing, man. I think you brought up on another kind of thought that I've had about the whole movie industry is the fact that like the reason, because I agree with you, I don't think that we know names anymore. And the reason is because we no longer buy tickets based on the actor or actress. You know what I'm saying? Like, although before we were, right? And it was because of the fact that like they needed to like one catch our attention with something that was like easy to display, right? And what more than to have like the fucking actor's name on it, right? Well, now who gives a fuck? Because like when you see a movie poster, you're most definitely going to watch the trailer and you're going to be hooked on the trailer because you can watch that shit on your phone. So I don't think that they're really selling the actors and actresses anymore, which is why we don't know who the hot ones are. Because like I mean, like I can name a couple.
Either they're so deep in character for the movie that it's almost irrelevant.
Right, exactly. And again, like I don't think that we are buying or at least watching movies.
Consuming.
Right, we're not consuming because of a specific person. We're consuming because of a premise. Right. And I think that that's one of the biggest differences, right? In Hollywood as a whole. And do I like it? I do like it because like it gives the opportunity for us to give a fair shot at more newcomers, right? Because we're not going to be sold
as judgy
by
right off the rip.
Yeah. So I think that maybe that's why we don't know.
Sorry. Had to hydrate a little bit there.
I see that. Hey man, can that water bottle be like a little bit bigger? I don't think that like it holds enough water for the entire town of Naugatuck or wherever you are.
Right. I mean, it's sizable, folks. Try to keep that water consumption up. Stay hydrated, my friends. Stay hydrated.
The more you know.
Yeah, but I'm really gonna audition for Aquaman next. So I was just trying to become one with the water. That was my creative track right there. I mean, I don't know if I could follow Jason Momoa, but hey, I mean, maybe there's a fat phase.
I don't see a difference between you and Jason Momoa, my friend.
Right. I mean, I don't know, like 3 feet.
I mean, like, look, you know Michael Phelps. Therefore, you're a fish.
Well, dude, I know Michael Phelps when we were 10, not almost 40.
I'm gonna start a rumor. I'm gonna start that like you and Michael Phelps dated.
That's terrible.
like really serious. Like you're just like, that's terrible. Don't do that. No, dude.
I mean, I did almost throw up on him at my like 7th birthday. I mean, I did throw up, but just almost on Michael.
Like almost on him, but
Right.
you didn't. See,
but I didn't.
Imagine if you had thrown up on him, dude. I don't think he would have been able to swim as fast. You saved his career.
I did.
You single-handedly made Michael Phelps the person he is today.
Not a chance. That kid. I'm gonna tell. Like, I know we're getting off topic here a little bit, but
we are.
That kid's dedication to swimming was uncanny. It's like mine and your dedication to breathing.
And even then, I suck at that.
Right? Still choke on your own breath once in a while, like
right, like whew, almost died there.
Yeah.
No, I that's pretty funny, dude. No disrespect to any of those folks. No, I was completely kidding about the Michael Phelps thing. But no, like like, and speaking of Aquaman, dude, I think they went a good route by casting Aquaman or Jason Momoa as Aquaman because he looked different. But
why didn't they cast Michael Phelps as Aquaman?
Fuck, that's maybe because can Michael Phelps act?
I don't know.
I mean, is he okay? Is he
does
like
a pretty badass Wheaties commercial?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because, like, for example, like to be like, Jesus, Peyton Manning, he can act. I feel like he can act.
Right.
Okay, so can Michael Phelps at least act in that level?
I don't know. I mean, this is where we rely on people like Quentin Tarantino. All right. For 2024, I want to see a Quentin Tarantino movie starring Michael Phelps
as Aquaman.
Mic drop here.
As Aquaman.
But I want like a raw, like hood version of Aquaman,
like straight up Baltimore Aquaman.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
we call him Aquaman, but he doesn't live in the Inner Harbor. He just drives the trash boat around the Inner Harbor. But then he fights crime in his off time.
But does he still
finds evidence in the harbor of Baltimore and then solves all the mysteries.
But does he still smells like shit?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's still gonna smell like the Hudson.
We'll call it
the fucking.
We'll call it Aqua de Gio, man. He's always wearing cologne.
Dude, that's hilarious.
Marvel, pick it up.
Dude,
I just want a couple dollars for the idea. Come on.
If they make that movie, I am so there. I am so there. That is probably
somehow my DNA makeup was changed by the water in the Inner Harbor.
Is that the origination or the origin story?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Total origin story.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Fuck. And like his rehealing method is to like eat crab cakes.
Right.
Like if he has a crab cake, like he'll come back to like 100% life.
Right. Like in Deadpool when he's got the little baby legs.
Right.
You got to eat a bunch of crab cakes to grow them back.
Dude, That is hilarious.
And like if he eats raw oysters quickly, it like speeds up the process. Extra Old Bay.
Dude, this is a great movie.
Right.
I don't know why this has not come to life yet.
And the only kryptonite is Washington, D.C. Because folks, I don't know if you know this. Shout out to the DMV area, but I don't know if you know this, but there's a lifelong battle between DC and Baltimore.
There is. There really
it's
is.
The up the hill gang and the down the hill gang.
Dude, I'm still tripping on
like me and Nelson are bridging gaps here.
We are, dude. Like what Brandon and I are doing, we're bringing people together.
Right.
You guys don't even know.
Right.
Like we are fighting to bring.
I mean, this is like an East Coast, West Coast kind of thing.
Dude, we're trying to bring.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, we're
exactly. we're going back to Cali.
This is fact. Like I'm like we are uniting East-West Highway. Is it East-West Highway? 295? What is that?
No, whatever. Baltimore Washington Parkway.
That's it. That's
East-West Highway.
Dude, I know there's an East-West Highway in Maryland. I think that one's 410. But anyways, yeah, we're bringing those two places together, uniting them, bringing people together.
Unification.
You know what I'm saying? Like we are
paving roads here, folks. Paving roads. Freeways, if you will.
You can make a movie about that if you want.
Right.
You can make a movie about Dad Man Dude.
I mean, speaking of which, there is a new HBO Max special about dirty cops in Baltimore.
That I am so watching. What is it called? What is it called?
I can't remember. Hold on.
That is great.
Sorry. We'll take this quick short break for Google Foo.
In the meantime, please listen to our recorded message. Hi.
How are you? I'm fantastic. Thanks for asking.
No, dude, while you're looking that up, so was this show filmed or like is this a documentary?
I have not watched it yet. It's not a documentary. Okay. It's a series.
Okay.
Hang on one second.
Were you a fan of The Wire?
I was. It is called We Own This City.
We Own This City. Okay.
Yeah. It's like dirty cops that steal money and stuff from drug dealers. So like some real life shit.
So like Training Day.
Yeah, but I believe that this is a based upon true events, like based upon proven events kind of thing.
I'm down.
I mean, the Maryland government in general is one of the most crooked in the world. So.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. And they wash that shit off with the lottery.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But definitely want to check that out because it has from the little bit that I've seen of it and from what a couple people have described it to me as, is more of a movie style of The Wire.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It very much kind of an action movie setup, kind of like The Wire a little bit.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. You know, okay. I'm gonna bring it back a little bit. So
rewind.
One of the things that I would love to see this made into a movie is take like classic albums, right? So take like, for example, like anything from Queen, if you want, right? Take something from Queen and then make that into a movie. Shit, right. You can even take Bohemian Rhapsody and make that into a movie itself.
Didn't they do that?
No. But they made a movie about Queen. I'm talking about take the song,
right?
then the story within the song and make that into a movie.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, I'm okay with that too. Like, I would love to see that. Like, so for example, like
go watch a little Phil Collins.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, for example, right, like one of my favorite artists of all time, or like groups of all time, is the Fugees, right? I love the Fugees, and one of my favorite albums is the score. So the score had like all these tracks that like I listen to that regularly because I love that thing. But I love listening from beginning to end. And I think that there's like a movie that they could make out of that whole album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, none, like they don't even have to take the lyrics and like, you know, play them as the movie goes. They could just take the concept of what those things are and make the movie out of it. That would be badass to me.
Right. I mean, was that kind of Belly? Kind of?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Kind of?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
great. Yeah. Dead on.
I totally wish that, because okay, like I have to say that I think you're onto something here, and I think they dabbled in it with Belly. I think it could easily be done, because a lot of these musicians, especially if you want to talk about, you know, some of the long-term ones, some of the bigger stars throughout the history of all genres of music. Like, I'm not talking just rap, but even rap, there's a big crowd there. But like, if Jay-Z made a movie, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See? That's sick, right? And I'm
because Jay-Z has his own persona of Jay-Z.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's been some stories told there. You know, I mean, I just look at Jay-Z as he would be like the king of New York.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and hashtag, if you want to name your movie King of New York, please do. Love to be of help during that creative process. I'm just saying.
I think that there's a movie already called King of New York. But,
probably.
But exactly what you're describing is exactly what.
But everyone
I am talking about.
Like, artists have that persona,
right? And I forgot.
Be kind of told into a story long enough, a movie.
Yes, like, and I forgot that they did it with Belly, right? Like, it was Nas and DMX that were like headliners, like, and I forgot that they did that. And like, you're right, dude. If they made a movie out of,
like, the Biggie movie was kind of like that.
It was,
but it was more on the documentary side,
right. And I'm talking about like
a little more of that than the
story like I'm talking about like you don't even like.
It's not about them individually. It's about the story of the music.
Exactly, dead on, right? So, for example, if you take like, you know, Reasonable Doubt, right, which was Jay-Z's album, and you made that into a movie, that would be a fucking sick ass movie,
right?
And I mean, like, and I think that they almost sort of did it also with speaking of Denzel Washington. Yeah. No. What is what was the movie with Denzel Washington where he was selling like blue magic, like the drug? He was a hustler. Like, Jay-Z did the entire score for that. American Hustler. Is that
American Gangster.
American Gangster. Okay.
Correct.
So if they did movies like that, that would be fucking awesome. Because again, and I'm not talking about just hip hop. I mean, like, fuck, take like, you know, like No Doubt's Tragic Kingdom, right? Which is another album that I love.
Right.
If you take that and turn that into a movie, dude, you would have like anything better than Nicholas Sparks. Right. Like, and you would have some sick ass fucking movie.
Right. I mean, even with, dude, like, if Green Day did a movie,
dude, that'd be sick.
Like, and that's what I mean is, like, let's talk about,
dude, like Rage Against the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine. Even like, I'd probably watch a Britney Spears movie.
Right.
Like,
you see what I'm saying? You see how sick that would be if they actually just took those concepts
and not in a corny way.
No, yeah.
Like,
no.
I don't want to see a corny recap of 2002.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, tell me the story. Give me the whole story. You know, folks, that's one thing I want to hear from the folks at home is if you are aware of even, let's say, an album or a song or a series of albums that you think should be turned into a movie, we want to hear about it. Because I
Yes.
bet you there's some people could come up with some stuff that really kind of sparks something.
Yeah, and honestly, I would love that, like, regardless, because one of
Dude,
the
could you
things that
imagine? I could envision like that time in the 2000s when Wu-Tang was really prevalent.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
I could imagine the Tikal album
Yes, you
as
see
a
what I
movie,
mean?
but more of like
Ugh.
a Mad Max kind of feel to it, like
Yes, yes, like, you're exactly
Judgment
understanding.
Day.
Yes,
Like,
you're understanding exactly what I'm saying, right? Like, and
right.
I mean, like, and you take those lyrics and you visualize them, right? You make them
Mhm.
into what we've all pictured, right? When
Well,
when we're
dude, I mean,
listening.
I think the lack of modern day music videos. Because, dude,
Yes,
like, California Love, that
yes,
music video was,
Mad
I
Max
have
as
to
fuck.
say, but that music video was also like cinema quality.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 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 yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? There was some real production behind that music video.
Yeah, you mean like MTV should bring back MTV?
I mean, I know it's kind of an awkward format.
No, I would love that, man. I would love that. Like, we could, dude, we could really have a complete episode on MTV, honestly. Um,
I think folks, we just scratched the surface on that one.
oh yeah, absolutely. So I think we need to save the MTV one, because I think that we can definitely chat about
We
that
could
one.
do a 2 hour special on
Oh,
MTV.
absolutely. Oh, absolutely. So, but now that
Keep an eye out on all of our platforms, folks,
you
for
should,
in the future, because we want some other people's feedback too. Let's hear what we should talk about in the MTV episode, because that's an onion right there. We got to peel back some layers on that boy.
yeah, exactly. And like we've said before, right? Like we are also in the position where we like learning. So anything that you guys disagree with, anything that we're saying, school us. I mean, let us know. Like, shit, I don't want to be
Right,
wrong for the rest of my life. But you know, like if you're wrong, then you can eat a bag of dicks, because that's how
bro.
we do things
I'm
here.
to the point where I don't care that I'm wrong.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say I'm to the point where I just eat bag of dicks, and I was like, okay, that's cool for you too, man. Like, I
No,
mean,
no,
I didn't know
no,
you were going there, but okay.
no,
No, but
no, no.
I'm with you.
I'm
I'm
just
with you.
okay being wrong. Like,
I'm okay with being wrong too. Um, but no, like I definitely you know, I would love to see that aspect of movies. Like I'm so happy you reminded me of Belly, man. Like I need to go back and watch that.
oh yeah,
Um
that's another
because
one of
like
those bangers from the day where you
no,
got to watch it.
it was, man. It really was. And like, you know, like they also made other movies that like they wanted to kind of do the same thing, but it wasn't the same, like Carlito's Way and stuff like that. But
But I think those were more bandwagonish type.
exactly,
Like
exactly.
that wasn't exactly what we're talking about.
Right. No, 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 no.
You
Like
know what I
I'm
mean? That was
yeah.
more like documentary-ish.
Right, right,
Let me
right.
tell you the
And imagine
story of
like
the life of this rapper.
right, right. And like they kind of again, right? They like some of these movies have touched the concept because like, you know, Straight Outta Compton, right? The NWA, like
Right.
that movie also touched on it, but it wasn't still it wasn't what I'm really seeking because like
Well, I think that to be honest with you, if I have to be direct myself, I have to say that Straight Outta Compton was probably closer to what I'm looking for,
mhm,
where you saw the creative process of them creating those individual songs and some of the moments that happened that kind of brought it together for them on the creative side, I believe,
mhm.
of how to make that into the hit that it was. I do agree with you that I want to hear more about the actual story, though.
Right. Like for example, like again, right? If you take Straight Outta Compton out of Straight Outta Compton, right? Meaning like if you
Correct.
take the
Correct.
song Straight Outta Compton out of the movie Straight Outta Compton, right? Like they started the movie because they were or they started the song because they were harassed by the police right outside of the studio, right? According
Right.
to how the movie was. Right out of the studio, and then they went in and because they were angry, they wrote about it, right?
Right.
But the thing is that in the song, they also talked about how the police was acting towards other people in LA, right? In that area. Like that's the part that I want to see. That's the part that they didn't touch on.
Right.
Like,
is that deep-seated experience.
Yeah. Like I would
them to there.
Yes. If they could make movies like that, I would 100% like be.
Tell me the story in their life that happened all the way through.
Yes.
To have created that one individual piece.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Dead on. I mean, like, imagine like listening to some shit from like, you know, like fuck, there's so many people that are coming to mind right now. But like, if you think of like Kevin Gates, right? You have a Kevin Gates movie. Fuck, that's sick. If you have a you know, like
T.I. I want to see T.I. in a movie.
Oh, T.I. would be great. Great. You know, it would be great.
I mean, I would love it if all the Atlanta rappers came together.
Yeah.
I would love it if all the Houston rappers came together. Can we talk about Paul Wall, please?
Dude, Paul Wall is awesome. Paul Wall is awesome.
I think he's gotten an honorable mention on our podcast.
He has. Yeah, Paul Wall, you belong on the WADs.
The WADs. The wall of dudes.
We're still calling it WADs.
We didn't circle back on that.
We didn't circle back. So you're still a WAD.
Write that down.
Yeah.
Write that down.
WADs.
Please God, do something with that.
But no, like I definitely would love to see that. I wish that movie companies, if please take that concept, run with it. I would 100%.
Let's see some modern day rappers take the run with it. You know what I mean? We're talking about an era where a lot of these people that we've talked about just now, like, dude, could you imagine a Rick Ross story?
Oh yeah.
Like, take me to Miami.
Mm-hmm. No,
you know what I mean? Like,
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And
maybe to just narrow down on the rap thing. I apologize, but that's what me and Nelson listen to the most of.
Exactly. And like, again,
if you listen to something else, I want to hear about it.
No, and again, there's other albums like outside of this genre too that are like amazing. I mean, like earlier on, right? I was just saying that, you know, like if they like did Queen, right? Like fuck, like you could make like Taylor Swift shit into movies. Tom Petty. Dude, yeah. I mean, like Tom Petty's awesome. Tom Petty stuff would be great. But you could take like any artist, right? Anybody that actually has like good lyrics and the ability to storytell. I'm not talking about.
You know who has the like an epic following that I think this would be perfect for?
Who?
Dave Matthews.
Yeah. Yes.
Because his shit is deep to begin with.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And imagine
music, like a hardcore following that would truthfully understand the meaning behind a lot of it.
Right. And imagine that you are like, imagine this thing being marketed, right? So again, they call this like, I don't know. You take Dave Matthews, right, as an example, right? And you like, you know, you take a song of his that is one of the biggest turning points in the movie, right? You make that the title of the movie, and then below it, you just say, from the record, blah, 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 blah. Like that would be so sick from a marketing perspective, because now not only are you selling the movie, you're also bringing back the original album that it came from. So you're reintroducing that album back to people that have not heard it before.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the other thing too, is kind of that nostalgic route that I think we all fall in, that would be huge, man. And I think there's so much creativity that goes into it. I think that's a thing for me personally, and probably for a lot of other people, in at least what I feel like is a lot of other people that we associate with, is the appreciation of that creativity.
Yes.
And the appreciation of, I mean, I think it's a little bit of jealousy too, because I can't be that creative.
Right. Yeah.
And I definitely can't play any musical instruments or sing.
I can't either.
Right. I'm gonna stick to podcasting.
I could, you know what I could do? I could talk a lot of shit. I do that. I'm really good at that.
Like, can we get an ants marching movie?
See, dude, tell me that would not be sick.
I think it would be fire because everybody knows that song,
right? So imagine if you had a movie about that shit,
or like
right, dude. Yes. I mean, like, dude, you could take like Adele shit. Do you realize how like fucking tearjerker you would have out of there?
Deep.
So like, I think that like record companies should talk. Well, no, record companies should talk to the music or to the movie business.
Y'all are now created under one roof called the media industry.
Yeah. So thank you. There you go. The media industry should like fucking try to figure out how to formulate this shit so that they can make it happen, because we are all wanting it.
We are.
If not, bring back MTV.
Right. At very least. And do some good music videos, guys.
Yes.
Can I see a 9-minute music video? Can we get some quality?
Like, can we get some like music, like the music videos that like Puff Daddy used to put out? And yeah, I'm calling him Puff Daddy because that's what he was called back then. Fuck you.
Can we get a Puff Daddy and Mace together?
Yes, like those music videos.
Right.
The ones that were like ridiculously expensive. Yeah.
Let's throw a couple mil at something, guys.
There we go.
I don't have it to give to you, so I apologize.
Right. Like, I'm gonna imagine it for you. But you can
if you want to give it to me and let me hold it for you, I'll give it back.
Dude, that was such an East Coast thing for you to say. Let me hold it for you. Let me hold that for you. Yeah, let me hold that for you. For those of you that don't know, holding means that you're not gonna give it back.
No. That means it's now mine.
Right.
You gave that shit to me.
Right.
And when you're like, hey, what about that money I gave you? Nah, I held it. And
right. I told you I was gonna hold it. I told you I was gonna hold it, bro.
I basically thought it was mine now.
Right. I kind of spent it. I kind of spent it on that Adele movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did.
But no, man. So we're coming to the closing of this wonderful episode, and from this episode, you've taught me that I need to accept my nostalgic side and fucking start creating some shit that I used to think was awesome.
I agree.
And people that have more money than me and more power than me, which there's a lot of people, go to the fucking movie industry and tell them to make some goddamn movies about all these records. It could be fucking awesome.
They're bringing back everything else from our childhood.
They are.
Maybe this is your cue, movie industry. Just saying.
Balls on your court.
Bro, I'm literally gonna shit bricks when, like, a year from now.
When they start doing it.
Right. They're like, hey, there was these two guys on YouTube that you should like, subscribe, comment, interact, please.
Follow.
That we heard talk about this, and we think they're geniuses. And we want to fly them in and talk to them about their ideas. So if it ever happens, here's like if you were here now, we'll bring you with us.
This is true, but I'm laughing because you did the fucking Spaceballs thing again, man. Like, you're like, then is now, when is later, when is ever. Like,
listen, that movie changed my life, bro.
Dude, it changed mine. But no, I really
maybe not as much as Goldmember, but
dude, Goldmember was the shit. Goldmember was the shit. No, I enjoyed this episode because it definitely brought back a lot of memories. It let me vent about the fucking movie industry and how shitty it is, and it also helped me talk about some of the ideas that float in my head that I'm never going to make possible. And I'm hoping that
creative juices, maybe.
Yeah. You know. So, yeah.
Do you guys want to see us make a movie? let us
See,
know.
now you're talking. Now you're talking.
Just saying.
What did you call the superhero out of Baltimore?
Aqua de Geo Man.
There you go.
And his sidekick, Drakkar Noir.
There you go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
We got the new Avengers spoof movie, folks. We're bringing back two things at once.
I love it. Please tell me you're casting like Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell for that.
Without a doubt.
Yes. All right,
but I want Kevin Hart and The Rock to come in at the same time.
No, absolutely. Like, I think you should have two sets of the same character, but like one's from DC and one's from Baltimore. That would be great.
That would be hilarious.
Fuck yeah.
And they both have to they get to like the halfway point, so they get to like PG County, and each one has to like put a foot over into the other.
Right.
In order for their powers to combine and them to really attack and defend the earth from invasion.
Dude, that's phenomenal.
Of angry rappers selling drugs.
Dude, that is phenomenal.
Starring Kevin Gates.
Starring Kevin Gates. Score by T.I. Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Quick drop-ins from Method Man, Redman. Biz Marquee, R.I.P. Just take some B-roll, Biz.
Fuck, dude, that's awesome. That's brilliant. I'm gonna go and start writing.
On that note,
yeah,
let's drop this mic.
Right. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here.
We out.
Bye.
Bye.